how to package and promote a bundle, something that might be an SLO, a self-liquidating offer, meaning it goes from a free gift opt-in to something on the back end that people pay for, or you have an event going on and you have a small price bundle that you can package something together and have people pay for it. It's a way of getting some income coming in, but it's also a way of generating leads. So this is a really good one. I'm going to bring up our amazing desk camera here. So let me just grab it because I know that visuals are really good for you all. Okay, so what we're talking about is some kind of a bundle, meaning it's a bunch of things together or a package. So some of you have heard me talk about this, and we'll be able to remind ourselves what those kind of things would include. And I'm not talking a whole built out course. I'm talking something that you could sell on the internet for less than $100. So it's an easier purchase for somebody. So what kind of things do you all have? Go ahead and brainstorm it in the chat. And some of you have a head start on this. What do you have that you could put into your bundle or your package and sell it for maybe it's $97 or it's less than $97. Did I do that right? So things like if you have a book, you could actually take your book and make it part of it. It could be the ebook or it could be your physical book, depending on where you are, if you want to do shipping, things like that. Does that make sense? So your book, you can make an audio of the book, like you reading your entire book. It's totally possible. Or an audio, something that goes along with it. So a meditation or a lesson, things like that. And you can use AI to get the transcript. So what we're doing is we're taking one thing and then we're kind of breaking it apart into a whole bunch of micro pieces. So the package or the bundle looks even more valuable. Nod your heads if that's making sense. Make sense? So those are the kind of things that you can include. And I was talking to Carolyn specifically about this. She's also including a guide to it. So like a guidebook or a manual or a journal. You can create this in AI. You can create it in Canva. So a guide, a journal, a manual, some kind of document that they can fill in the blanks or they can write in or that has just more information in it. You can also include if you have a free gift, you can put that in there as well. And then we think about, okay, what do I have that can break down into pieces? If you have a free gift, you could actually make that free gift. You can just record yourself talking about the free gift, talking through the free gifts. You can make an audio of it. And then of that audio, you see how this works? You can make a transcript using Otter AI. So it's taking one thing and parting it out. So it's kind of like you have a car and it's for parts, but this is more valuable. You just take all the pieces and you kind of like spread them out. Um, if you have some kind of so your free gift, you can do an audio of it. If you have a talk, maybe a talk, 20-minute talk that you've done on the events, take that talk and put it in there as well. So it's just bits and pieces that makes the bundle really valuable. And the value of the bundle isn't as much in the bits and pieces as it is in the promise. Write that down. So the most important thing in the bundle is the promise. The For the clients, for the customers, results and benefits. This is a really cool way to sell a book because instead of just buy my book, it's get the book, but also get this entire bundle that makes sure that you get this promise, this results and benefits, this problem solved, this solution. So you're going to have to market your bundle. We'll talk about that next. But in the marketing, the promise is the thing that's needed the most. So, what is the promise of something that you put out into the world? What does it help people do? Go ahead and throw that down in the comments or write it down for yourself. What is the promise of what you offer? What is the promise, everybody? Go ahead and pop in the comments. Oh, I love seeing some of these pieces from before in the chat. So, pop in the comments. What is the promise of even your free gift if you don't yet have a bundle? Or what's the promise of your book? What is the promise of what is it? Yeah, there's treasure in tragedy and we can find it. Tanya, that's beautiful. So the promise is there's treasure in your tragedy. Lakshmi's is authentic thriving. So the promise is that those beautiful humans will learn how to authentically thrive. And we need that, right? And then what are the sub promises? When somebody's authentically thriving, what do they experience? More happiness, more peace, more energy, better relationships, better communication. In Carolyn's case, the promise might be tapping into your intuition, more making easier decisions, trusting your gut. Tanya says deeper self-compassion. That's really good. So what are those promises that come from under that? Empowerment, positive change, beautiful. And then what are some specifics that come under empowerment and positive change? When you feel empowered, what do? Make better decisions, uh, make changes, get out of bad situations, those kind of things. So get specific on those. So you can package pretty much anything. And the beautiful thing too is if you're like, oh, I need to make a bundle and all I have is a chapter in a book. You can just break that chapter down. You can make it into its own ebook with your name and face on the cover. Like you can break it down into all these pieces. And then you could even go into your AI and say, and load your chapter and say, hey, what are three things that people would, three tangible tools that I could put into a document that people could use? So let's say your chapter was on grief. So you could take your chapter, load it into the AI, and have it break down three tangible tools or resources. Pretend it was on grief as an example. Spell it right? And it might pop out something like a grief meditation, which you might already have. It might pop out something like a grief ritual. And then you can design these or you can have AI design them. I'm just you can use my brain for AI right now. Oh, she did this. I got 7 lessons you learned from your greatest heartbreak. Beautiful, free on your website. That's a free gift. What I'm wanting is things that are really audience tangible, like it's a ritual they can do. It's a writing exercise they can do. So the 7 lessons you learned is really good. That's like a free gift or the chapter. But what I'm saying here is like, what are some tools that you can give your audience? Okay, you're going to get a meditation, a grief ritual, a grief journaling. What else, everybody, would be some cool things that grief would break down into that the audience can do? A book list, like a recommended reading list. Like, what are the books that you really love? Oh, yeah, a workbook. Beautiful. So do you see that you can actually add to your bundle just by, and we didn't even need AI for that one. We just sourced my brain and your brains. But you could say to your AI, I need like some things that are not more your story. They are tools that you're like, hey, I'm going to give you a grief ritual. And when you do this grief ritual, it is going to shift how you've been feeling. Does that make sense, everyone? A grief, how to do a grief circle, like a guidance on how to put together a grief circle. That'd be kind of cool. Like how to put together your own grief circle to have in your living room. Maybe they meet monthly. That's kind of a cool idea too. So you see that you can use yours to come up, whether yours is intuition or authentic thriving or hormone balance or weight loss or empowerment, like whatever yours is, you can come up with some ideas. The idea is you have a bundle. Now, what I could do is I could get Stephen to do a VIP day included. It for Queens, call it your support group. Totally, your support group, grief circle support group. We could do a VIP day for our queens at some point on the next piece that I'm going to teach you, which is how to take this bundle and sell it. I'm going to teach you the next piece, but there's a couple different ways on how to take this bundle and sell it because you can. I'm going to give you something. Are you ready for this? Just nod your heads if you're ready for this. You can take like one piece and sell it. And then as somebody goes through, they buy more pieces as they go through what's called your SLO, your self-liquidating offer. What it means is it pays for itself. You do ads to it and then it pays for itself. So you're not spending any money, which we love. So there are ways to do that, and it would require like a day. Anyway, so this is part one. What is your bundle? Put a yes in the comments if you're feeling like, okay, I got some ideas for what I would include in a bundle, whether it's in parts or whether it's just all one beautiful thing. Let's talk about how to sell this thing. Are you ready for that? Just give me thumbs up if you're like, yeah, let's talk about how to sell this thing. Is this good? Okay. How do we sell this beautiful bundle that you just made? One way is going to be to to break it into chunks and sell those in bits and pieces. That's going to require a little bit more than what we're doing here today. So I'm going to give you the simple version. So, how to sell your beautiful bundle, how to sell it, where to sell it, like how do we get this thing out into the world? So the top thing again is that promise. It's not about you. It's not about your journey. People don't want to buy the fact that you went through a journey. They want to buy solutions to their pain. So remember, you are selling a solution. And that's above all. I'm going to give you some ideas of like where and how to sell this thing. But the solution, that part is really, really important. Okay. So I mentioned this. I'm not going to go super deep into it because it's going to require a whole day of training, but you can make it into an SLO where it's broken down into parts and they buy something for like $17 and then they buy the next piece and it's $27 and they buy the next piece and it's 97 and they buy the next piece and it's like $297. So you've got three, 430, like $450 total cart value by the time that somebody's purchased that. That's going to be a separate day. It's exciting. It's a fun thing to do. It's a little bit more advanced. That's one possibility. Another possibility is every time when you speak, whether it's your own event or you speak on other people's events, you can definitely get them to your free gift. That's usually the best, but you can skip forward to this and just be like, I have this, I'm speaking on this event and I have this incredible package. It's the like grief release package or the intuition bundle or whatever it is, or the authentic thriving, what do we want to call it? The authentic thriving, like something, the authentic thriving package. Um, you can speak and you can sell people directly to that, especially if it's like as a $47 bundle. Usually things that are $50 and under, people don't have to think about them that much in order to purchase them. So that's why you'll see oftentimes things that are like, it's $7 for this, or it's 27 bucks for that, or it's $47 for this. So if you have it that as less than $50, there's human psychology and money psychology that it's a little bit easier to buy something that's under $50. Do y'all agree with that? Like, how do you feel about that? If you saw something valuable, you were like, oh, it's 30 bucks. I'm just going to grab it. Versus if it was 100 or 200, you're starting to really think about it. Is it worth it? Do I need this? Am I going to have the time? Like your resistances will come up. So sometimes if it's $50 or less, it's just going to be an easier thing to sell because your purpose is then to sell them on bigger stuff later. So anytime you speak, anytime you host, you're talking about this. Another great one is if you are part of a VIP package in an event. So, for example, if you've spoken on, who here has spoken on summits before that have VIP? Good. If you haven't yet, sometimes a summit will have, you give your free gift away, but then they have a VIP bonus and you give a VIP bonus. You could give your bundle as a really cool VIP bonus because the total value of it's probably worth like $300 to $500. So you could actually you're giving it, but it's a great lead generator. So you would be giving it, not selling it. That's one way of generating leads. And people do giveaways as well. So these are in what are called giveaways. Has anybody participated in a giveaway before? Yeah, it's basically everybody's free gifts and everybody's like bundles, like more valuable VIP gifts, all put together. And it's just via email. So there are giveaways, there are summits, and there are all sorts of other events that you can actually use this as a valuable giveaway. So sometimes you need that. Sometimes it's just a free gift, but sometimes you need like a valuable giveaway that you give. You don't make money on it on the front end, but hopefully you get some good clients out of that. So we got speaking, hosting, giving it away, sending it via email to your own list. So emailing people and letting them know about the value of this incredible package that you have and what it's going to do for them. So that's really powerful. So remembering this piece here. Yes. Okay. And then so we got emails. You could potentially think about running ads at some point. So you make a post and then you boost that post for like $5 a day. And the post is direct to this bundle. And you're going to need a little page for that. This is turning out to be a great, big, wonderful lesson. So you could run ads to it. You can also, so you're speaking, you're hosting, you can also do your own social posting to it. And you can put the link in your social posts if you boost. So if you boost and you put $5 on that, social media allows you to put links in your posts. So you could put it on social, you could put it into your social and then put the link onto your link tree. Who here has a link tree or a little link thing? Yeah, that's a good thing to have so that people can find your links. It's called link tree. So you can put it on social. You can make on your social as well. You can make videos about it. You can make posts about it. And you can make reels about it. Can you tell that my mind works in mind maps? That's how I usually teach is mind mappy. And then so we've got social, hosting, speaking, VIP, emails, ads. And another thing that you can do is referrals. You could be like, Carolyn's like, hey, I've got this package I'm putting together to really sell my book and like get some leads. How many of you here would be willing to send that out to your list? So maybe she's charging $97. Maybe Tanya sends it out to her list, but Tanya gets 50% of the sale. I recommend giving 50% of the sale, even though it might seem like a lot because you're like wanting to get money from this thing, you wouldn't get the sale otherwise. So getting 50% of something you wouldn't otherwise have is really good. And then it benefits that person too. So I love my referrals on low price products, things that are $500 or less. I love giving 50%. Most people don't. They would give more like 30, but I'm really generous because I'm like, I'd rather pay my friends than pay Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, right? So you could set up a referral thing and you just referral buddy say like, or you could be like, not pay each other, but send each other's out to your email lists. Hey, my friend Carolyn has this really cool thing. Check it out. And then it's sending that thing out. And then of course you need a sales page for it. So can you see that this is an entire day, a VIP day for you to put this all together? And we will. I think we should do it. Um, and then one more thing, one of the best ways to sell things, always, you'll always hear me starting with this is why I'm putting it at the top, is the DM. If you know people that could potentially use this grief bundle or this authentic thriving package or this intuition accelerator, um, just reach out to them and be like, hey, and people you know already, not people you don't know, but people you already know and be like, I've put this really special thing together. Do you want it or do you know anybody that would want it? And then just like DM like 50 people. So it's not just three people, but it's DMing a whole bunch of people. So this is the way with anything, whether the thing right here in the middle, you get a little different piece of paper, whether this thing in the middle is a masterclass, whether this thing in the middle is your speaker festival, whether the thing in the middle is your uh, one-on-one sessions or your challenge, or do you see what I mean? Like you can stick anything in the middle. And if you do all these things towards it, it's going to work. Now, we're specifically talking about your package or your bundle and all the different things you can do. And this is what business is. What business really boils down to is marketing, is you being willing to put your stuff out there. And if you don't want to spend $10,000 a month on an advertising campaign, an ad company, $10 to $50,000 a month, then this means you do the legwork. And I think when you're doing the legwork, that it's very much, it teaches you. There's something that's really beautiful about you doing the work. I know that sometimes it can feel like a little bit of like oh, it's work. And it's like, yeah, it is to do an hour of this every day. Um, Tanya says, so it could be all the things. And if they get all those, then they get a one-on-one session. Absolutely. Yeah. You can add I think that's what you're talking about. You can add a one-on-one session. Is that what you're talking about, Tanya? You can add a one-on-one session into this. We will do a Queen VIP day for you all where we go through this, and one of these pieces is booking a one-on-one session. It's really cool. It's very exciting. So take a deep breath and let it out. That was a rapid lesson on all these pieces. Tell me in the comments what's the number one takeaway that you got from this? That you're like, ooh, I got work to do, or I know what I need to do, or this piece excites me the most, or I know where I'm going to use it, or oh, I know what I'm going to put in my bundle. Go ahead and pop in the comments what your number one takeaway or aha is. Beautiful. Lakshmi says lots of steps. Carolyn says less is more. Tanya says how many things I can do, and it's driving me deeper into my work, right? And you don't have to create much from scratch anymore. Like most of you have things already that you can actually, instead of having it be a big thing, just break it into micro pieces, and then they become a beautiful bundle. Yes, so good. All right. So that is creating a bundle and getting it out into the world. It all comes down to just putting it out there, and you can either pay for ads or you can get it out organically. I hope that this is really helpful for all of you.